So welcome everybody to the SharePoint Hackathon 2025 winner video series. So we had a SharePoint Hackathon in March 2025, and we had 4 different categories within the hackathon. So we had the SharePoint Portal category, SharePoint Framework category, SharePoint Agents category, and then Viva Connection category. And the winner within the third category, which I mentioned, SharePoint Agents, it is the team within the video today. They did a really good job on having a business process-based storytelling on the SharePoint Agent usage and showcasing the value of SharePoint Agents within the context of within your work as well. Now, my name is Esa Juvonen, and I was one of the hosts within the hackathon, but today we're going to focus on the winner. So let's do a quick intro of who we are and who are the winner team representatives, and then we're going to see a quick demo on what was actually submitted, and we're going to talk about all of that together as well. But let's start with Sudipta on your introduction. Who are you and what is your background on SharePoint?
Thanks, Vesa. Thanks for the opportunity, first thing, for giving us a nice platform to explore different things from the SharePoint perspective, especially on the SharePoint agents. Coming to myself, I'm Sudipta, working in Capgemini UK, and I'm having an experience of more than 15 years in SharePoint. I started with MOS 2007. I'm currently working in SharePoint Online and Power Platform. I'm working as a Microsoft 365 solution architect in UK and Europe region. So I work in the Capgemini Financial Services division. So all my team members are working in the Financial Services division, and we cater primarily on the financial clients, either in the insurance domain or the banking domain. And we use SharePoint and the Microsoft 365 as a whole, and as a Microsoft stack as a whole, I will say, from the Power Platform perspective as well, in different applications. And we are looking to explore a lot of different things that is coming as well from the SharePoint agents as well as a Copilot. So that's from me, and I will pass it over to my team, Kunta.
Yeah, hi Visa, hi everyone. So myself Kunta. I'm also started my career with MOS 2007. I have around 13 plus years of experience in SharePoint or Portal, and I'm working in Capgemini as a um, senior consultant. And as Shulto mentioned, that we work in financial domain. We are exploring that agents and Copilot for SharePoint. And that is all.
A lot of exciting features there. Let's talk about that one in a second for sure. Let's then pass it to maybe Pritam.
Hi Vesa. So myself Pritam Malik. So I have been working in SharePoint for the past 8 years. So currently I'm working in Capgemini as a senior consultant, and I'm also working in Power Platform domain. So I am working in Power Apps, Canvas Apps, Power Automate, virtual agents, all those things I have worked on. And I have worked on also some migrations works from SharePoint 2013 to SharePoint Online, like in these kind of migrations I have worked on. So so I have been very exciting for this meeting, and we have worked hard for that hackathon. So
that was a really nice submission for sure, and great work on the video edits and storytelling as well. Now, last, definitely not the least, Snehasish, is that right pronunciation?
Yes, Vesa. Hi, this is Snehasish. I'm from Capgemini Financial Services domain, and I have around 13 years of experience in the Microsoft technologies. And in the SharePoint, I have started working from the my first project was MOS 2007 to the 10 migration, and now I am from that. I have worked till SharePoint Online, and when such a migration project from Lotus Note to SharePoint Online by using Power Platform and some SPFX activities. So overall, these things I have done.
Cool. Cool. I think it's quickly calculating. There's more than 60 years of experience on SharePoint within this video, so it's pretty cool. So also a bit horrifying, isn't it? Now, just a smile. but something just to clarify with that MOS twice. So MOS was the Microsoft Office SharePoint Server, and that was basically a SharePoint's previous name in 2007, 2010 timeframe for on-premises. For those who are a bit younger, maybe newer on the video, and it's like, what is MOS? Well, that was Microsoft Office SharePoint Server, so one of the names for SharePoint at some point. And also, what a lot of you were saying, the Power Platform and Microsoft Online and Microsoft 365 Online and SharePoint, they're really kind of like overlapping now, everything together, which is really cool. So you can actually take advantage of Teams and Power Platform, Copilot Studio where needed, and SharePoint agents, and everything is kind of overlapping, which is really, really great. So it's not a siloed product, but it's a rather kind of a package of umbrella, and then a lot of the assets and documents are still stored, for example, in SharePoint, and portals in SharePoint as well. Now, on this particular category and submission, it was really about the SharePoint agents, and many of you actually mentioned also the Copilot, which is a really, really cool capability on getting the AI integrated in the flow of the work as well. Can you talk a bit about the submission? So what was the submission before we go to the live demo, and what was the SharePoint agent role within the submission?
Yeah. So Vesa, when we looked into the categories of the hackathon, so the first thing that caught our eyes was the SharePoint agents. Since the SharePoint agent is quite new, and we saw the power of the SharePoint agent because we were doing a lot of experimentations as well. And something that is easily can be done using out-of-box capabilities. You don't need to write something customized, right? So look, day in, day out, we work with like I said, with the financial services clients, and I myself is working with a big insurance company right now. And I know from a processes perspective that it is very document oriented. They are very highly invested in documents, and not all the organizations are having SharePoint even now. So that's why a lot of topics are regarding the migrations, right? So first thing, we need to understand that all these documents and all these knowledge repositories that is spread across needs to be there in the SharePoint. And when it is there in the SharePoint, then you can easily leverage the capabilities of the SharePoint agents, right? So SharePoint agents should not be only thought from the perspective that it is a layer on top of the search, because definitely it can give you a lot of results that you would probably get from the SharePoint search results itself. But rather, it's an agent. It's something that's going to help you in your day-to-day. So we want to minimize the context switching, because that's what, let's say, underwriters or the operations team does a lot of context switching, because they have lots of different applications in front of them. So let's say something that I need to do a risk assessment, right? So for the risk assessment, I need to go into some other portal or some other documents and just to see that whether, okay, that individual can be issued with the policy, a car insurance policy with XYZ details. So these things, if it is already there in the SharePoint, can be leveraged by the SharePoint agent to address certain basic queries. Yes, definitely there will be other layers that needs to be there, but from the very basic perspective, it will help. It will help in determining certain conditions as well, criteria as well. And when we started this hackathon, we thought that we will be only using one of the agent, but then we thought that look, in an organization, in a realistic organization, there will be different teams who are interested in a subset of data. So, and sometimes too much data is also going to cause a lot of confusion, because there are separate teams, right? And that's the reason we came with the concept of like two agents. One is the policy guru, one is the claims buddy. So basically we are targeting two different sets of people. One who will be much more interested on issuance of the policies, looking into the client profiles and everything. And second group is much more from the claims perspective, that if something has been submitted, a claim, then whether that claim is a valid claim, whether that claim comes under the policy that has been issued, whether that can be approved. So these things can be helped upon by the claims buddy, right? So this was the concept that ran between us. And then we wanted to do most of the things using SharePoint out of box, little bit of Power Platform, and that's how everything came up. And I will say that's the basic concept with which we came with the idea.
Yeah, there's few things to kind of on there what you were saying, Sudipta. It's just a kind of a SharePoint Agent is a really convenient way not only to search, but you can ask the question, and that's really the power of ChatGPT and OpenAI and Copilot, where you can actually, rather than you being responsible from the results of your search, finding what's relevant, you can ask. You can basically say, hey, policy agent, what if I have this kind of a situation? What should I do? And that's where the Copilot really shines. It's basically, it's aware of all of the information within the docs, and then it gives you the answer, which is really, really cool. And the other kind of a thing, which quite often comes up with SharePoint agents, and if people are not really super familiar with the agents, isn't the same information already available in Copilot? So why can't I just go to the Copilot and ask about the policies of these documents? And the answer is absolutely you can. However, Copilot is the generalist. It has all of the knowledge and documents and all of that stuff within the financial, let's say, SharePoint tenant, which could be thousands, hundreds of thousands of documents. When you ask something, it will base its answer based on all of those documents. Now, in the case of these agents, which you demonstrated really well on the video as well, and the SharePoint agents in general, you basically target and create an agent which is targeted for specific subset of documents, and then you adjust that agent's behavior to be, for example, policy officer, who is answering based on these documents, nothing else, so it doesn't actually confuse things. So it transforms from this generalist to a specialist based on those documents which are available. So good way of thinking that, just to kind of clarify for anybody who's watching on the video as well. Now, I think the easiest way to actually understand what did you actually submit and how does it work and what is this policy agent all about, let's jump to a demo which Sudipta is going to actually show us, and then we'll come back on having a discussion within 5 of us.
Hey everyone, so let's go into the demo. And we are here in the SharePoint site, and we can see the policy guru is there. So we'll go into the policy guru and the claims buddy, but basically we wanted to first look into the SharePoint site that is present in front of us. This is a team site. This is out of box web parts that we have used. This is an fictitious company, insurance company, My Insurance Unlimited. Basically, it does car insurance, home insurance, then travel insurance, etc., etc. So basically, this portal is going to be used by the underwriters and the operations team to raise the policy requests, as well as for the claims team, who is going to look into the claims that has been raised by the clients, right? We have created these 2 agents. There's a specific reason for creating the 2 agents, right? So Policy Guru is supposed to be an assistant for the underwriters and the policy operations team, and the claims bot is supposed to be an assistant for the claims team, right? The knowledge base of the 2 of these agents are quite different. We have kept them separate because they should be very specific, very grounded to the information that is required by the specific teams. We don't want to have some information that is overlapping, that is confusing, and that is very specific for a particular team that needs to work with them, right? So that's how we have created these agents. And for that, we looked into the information architecture as well. We will look into the information architecture. If you see, if we go into the site contents, we can see that there are different types of libraries that has been created. Yeah. And we can see there are a lot of templates as well. Certain libraries called templates, right? And there are different lists like policies issued and the claims and everything is there. So why we've created this document libraries? The very reason is that, that right now there are some limitations of the SharePoint agent that it can look into the SharePoint list to fetch the information. It only looks in the document libraries and documents. So that's the reason we use Power Automate to basically get those information, extracting from the SharePoint list and populating a document template, and then creating a PDF file using the OneDrive for business connectors, and then putting those in a particular library that is necessary for the agents to read. So we have used Power Automate in the backend for a lot of this processing, right? But as you can see that since we are capturing these informations into SharePoint list, ideally speaking, they can be done in Dataverse as well, and we can create a document and keep it in SharePoint, right? So the the capabilities are limitless if you can think from that perspective, right? So let me go back to the two agents that we have, right? So if you have noticed that I was just typing to understand Sanyadar's profile information, whether she's eligible for health insurance, and Policy Guru is doing a risk assessment in the backend to understand what is her date of birth, where she's living right now, what is her profession, her health conditions that has been submitted so far, and basically it is concluding that based on the information that the policy guru is having, Sanyadar's profile appears to meet the eligibility for the health insurance, right? So it is doing a risk assessment on the fly, right? Underwriters don't have to go and look into all these things. That is reducing a time by a huge amount. That's what we wanted to focus from this hackathon's perspective, that how it, using the out-of-box capabilities, can reduce the human time, the time that goes into context switching between different documents, different applications, just for day-to-day stuffs, right? Same thing is done for the claims buddy as well, right? So let's say I'm just giving information like, can I provide details of the claim that has been raised to like CLM 9115, right? So it is just giving me all the information, that who the policyholder is and everything, right? It can give all the information that I'm looking. And I will say another powerful thing that we have observed, that all these things, the agents that we have created so far, can be actually added into Teams, which is immense. If we consider that no one has to go into the SharePoint as well just to understand from the documents perspective what needs to be done. It can be done from the Teams directly, right? Which is again a very powerful. And what I will suggest to everyone, and what we have seen as well, that look, SharePoint has an extremely powerful search capabilities. It has evolved over the years, and SharePoint agents should be treated more than just a enhancement of the search, right? Its behavior needs to be defined, its sources needs to be defined, so that it becomes an agent, it becomes an helper to you rather than just an extension of a search. And that's what we have done so far. And if you see that how we have defined this agent, so let's say if I'm just editing this agent right now, I can see that I have defined certain sources, which is very specific. Like I said, for the claims buddy's perspective, for the claims agent perspective, the behavior is quite specific. For the claims team, it's going to be helping as a colleague for the claims team, right? And similar thing I have done for the policy guru as well. So if you see from those perspective, sources are again quite different. The behavior is different, that it's going to be an assistant for the underwriters and the policy operations team, right? So that's how I think we can leverage the policy guru and the claims buddy in real life situations as well. And I will say that going forward, we can create other agents similar to this for other applications as well, which can be generalized depending on the situation, and or can be very specific, like what we have done so far, right? So that's the end of the demo. Thank you.
Now, thank you, Sudipta, on the great demo on that one. And again, this one was the winner in the SharePoint Agent submission category within the SharePoint Hackathon. So really great work. Also, really, there was some really nice graphics on the sites as well, and it was nicely integrated directly in the flow of work, like Sudipta was saying in the intro as well. Now, for all of you, 5 people, sorry, 4. I'm the 5th. 4 people in the team. How was the hackathon overall hackathon kind of setup? Will you be joining on the SharePoint Hackathon next year if we do another one?
Yep, surely.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
We will. And we will try to join in other categories as well. This time we focused on SharePoint agents, and yeah, definitely we would be interested in looking into other categories. We saw some beautiful submissions, right, from the UI UX perspective as well, from different functionalities as well. So it keeps us motivating to do certain things from our own end as well. And since we are working with clients and we understand different things that they undergo day to day, right? So I think we can bring that experience as well in the hackathon, which would help the others as well to see like what are the things that we are doing. So definitely we would like to join back.
Absolutely, absolutely, and thank you for the feedback on the hackathon. So definitely, I think it went for pretty well. So it was nice to see. It was the first one what we did as a global hackathon on this level, and I can imagine that if we do another one, which most likely we'll do, but more details on that one later. There will be more people joining because I think people are still feeling a little bit left out because why wasn't I part of the hackathon, which is good. So, but I think that's pretty much sums up the video what we're planning to do today. But thank you and congratulations, first of all, the whole Capgemini team for all 4 of you. Really, really great work in all of this stuff. And thank you for being part of the hackathon. Thank you for submitting your submission as well.
Thank you, Reza.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for
Thank you, Vesa. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.